What's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be changing out the turbo on the 6.5 Chevy. But before we get to that, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and throw a like on this video. And let's go check this thing out. Alright, so here she is. She's been sitting for probably a week at this point. So we'll see if she starts. But just so you guys can see, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so it's got 405,000 miles this truck has on it. It's the second motor, so I don't really know how many miles is on this turbo, but it's definitely way overdue. And it's been smoking a lot and just running like total crap. So we'll start her up and I'll show you guys how bad she smokes. So you could see how bad the truck was smoking, and then if you look at the turbo, it's just leaking oil really bad. So the seals are blown out or something to where it's just leaking really bad, and then that smoke is just from it burning the oil. So here we got the nice pretty replacement OEM turbo. Alright, we got the turbo all unboxed and we got the truck pulled into the shop, so I think the first step is going to be to clean the engine bay really good and get all the oil off so we can start unbolting this thing. So let's get her cleaned up. Alright, well that wasn't too bad. So we got her all cleaned up. There's still some oil on the bottom, but got it clean for the most part. So now I'm gonna start taking everything apart. I'm gonna start with taking this intake boot off to give myself some room. Take this little boot off, and then it comes off here. And then a line right here. And then in the back, we'll see what's in the back once we start taking it apart. So here we go.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me.
What are you guys doing? So I took that intake boot off and you can see all the oil leaking in the turbo. That's definitely not supposed to happen. So I think this is definitely gonna help. Okay, so this is the new turbo that's gonna go on. And so far I have this taken off of the old turbo. This part taken off of the old turbo. This part disconnected from the old turbo. And then the trick is going to be getting under here to take this off. So, if you look at it, the bolts are, it's hard to see. Right there you can see that is the bottom side of a bolt. So the bolts are upside down, so you have to get a ratchet and go from underneath and unscrew the bolts from the bottom.
Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for.
Alright, so after fighting the bottom bolts for about 30 minutes, I've did some research and I realized that I have to take the fender off on the very bottom, inside the wheel well. So we're going to take that off and then hopefully we can have better access to the bolts underneath the turbo. Alright, let's do it.
Or believe me, take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the...
Okay, so I got the wheel well off. And if you look down here, you can see, those are the bolts we need to take off. So let's see if we can get them off. Okay, so it's the next day. It took me probably 3 hours to take off the last bolt on the very inside of that turbo. I'll show you guys where it's at, but it was really frustrating. I had to take a break yesterday and get back at it the next day. So about an hour into the day, I finally got it out, and I'll show you guys how I got it out. So hopefully if you're doing this project, it'll make it a little easier on you. Okay, so if you look back there, you see that where the light's at, that's the front bolt. And then back behind that, right there, is the back bolt that was really challenging to get to. Because the angle is, like, it's angling away from you. So you can't get like a socket on or an end wrench on it. So finally what I did is I loosened up this clamp and shook it loose and worked it down, and then kind of broke off the exhaust a little bit just so I could have a little bit more room. And then had to use a combination of this many swivels to get it all the way around and be able to do it. And then the other thing is I was using a 1/2 inch drive for a while, and then I started using a 3/8 inch drive socket, and that gave me a little bit more room to be able to fit the socket on there. But you just have to have patience, and you have to just make sure you get the socket on there good, and then just slowly take it off so you don't round them out. So now we're gonna pull this old turbo out. It's fully unhooked.
Hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And fuck all the doubters. They're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now.
Okay, so there you see the old turbo. I took off this front piece just so you guys could see how bad the seals were, and that's why it was, see, this is all supposed to be sealed. So this was leaking the oil that cools it, and then it was going right into the intake and burning it off, and that was what was making the smoke. So we're gonna swap that with this. I got this for Amazon. I think it was like 400 bucks or something. But I will put the link in the description of this video to where you can just click it and you can just buy it right from Amazon if you're doing the same kind of project with the same kind of 6.5 turbo motor. So that'll be in the link the link will be in the description for you. You can see there's the seals on this. One came off, but the other, like the little gasket things, the other one, the one right here, I need to clean all that out. So I'll clean all that out and prep all this to put the new one back in. So you can see that this gasket is fully melted on. I'm pretty sure, no, it seems like rubber or plastic. I don't know why they would do that. But you can see over here that it's like a, oh no, this is like a gasket material too. So I guess that's just how they're designed. But I'm just using a razor blade and it's coming off pretty easy. So I'll just clean those up and then get ready to put it all back on. Okay, so for the new one, I just had to put these studs on. And you use the same nuts that go on the studs from the old one. It didn't come with new ones. Right there. And then I have the 2 seals on. And then this goes right here. Alright, here we go.
I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Okay, I basically have everything bolted on. Now the only thing that's left to do is to lubricate all the bearings and stuff inside the turbo. And it gives you a little syringe full of oil, or you can just use motor oil. But we're just going to put it in this and then spin the turbo to lube up all the bearings.
Let's go. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want a ring. Yeah, we all want to be free. So show me what you got.
Alright, I got her all put back together. Oh, that would have been bad. Just gotta put the oil line on. So I'll tighten this oil line down. And then I'll tighten the oil line down, and then I'll put the wheel well in just to hold up the battery. Just put a couple bolts in it. And then once I do that, I will fire it up and see if it'll start. It might not, because the batteries were super low because it was sitting for a couple days. So if not, I'll put a charger on it and let it charge up for a little bit, and then I'll come back out and I will fire it up and we'll see what happens. She's dead, so I'll charge it up and we'll try it again. Alright, take two. Still smoking, but I'm hoping it's just cleaning everything out, because it's definitely not as bad as it normally would be if it sat for this many days. So I definitely think it helps. Yep, she cleaned out and she is done way better. Alright, so I just took her for a test drive and it runs way better. It doesn't smoke at all, it's so much smoother, it just feels like it can breathe way better. The oil pressure was running a lot higher when it was leaking like that really bad. And now the oil pressure is back to where it's supposed to be, and it just feels like it's not working nearly as hard. So if you guys have a 6.5 like this and that turbo is leaking oil out of it and it feels like it's working a lot harder than it should, then you might want to look into swapping that turbo out. It wasn't too bad. It's kind of time consuming. It probably took me a total of like 6 or 7 hours, but this is my first time ever doing something like this, so if you have done stuff like this before, it probably won't take as long. But it wasn't too hard. It's just, you just kind of have to be patient, and it's just a little bit time consuming. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. The next video, we're going to do the brakes on this truck. So stay tuned for that, and until next time, peace.
You bring how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart? Are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs. Are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God, they all let me down.